had it muted. Bleh. Bleh. My bad. Oh, because it copies from... Okay. Hi. Sorry. I muted it, and then it stayed muted. I forgot to... Guys, I'm a professional. Trust me. Anyways. Can you hear me now? You should be able to. Hope it's not too loud. I'm a professional. Yes. Yes. I am. Anyways. How are you? How are you doing? I feel very tiny in my corner, but I prefer being tiny over, like, hey guys, it's time to play Fate Stay Night. Like, some people do. Good, just drawing, yay! At lunch, tummy full of soup. I love soup. Fate! Yes! It must have been fate that I can't even finish my joke. Rice noodles, yum. Wow, fate. Guys, I'm so funny. Oh, I forgot to pause. There. Okay. So, great day today, right guys? Starting my hour, my stream an hour late for reasons. You're so funny, my gut tingles when I hear your joke. Okay. Thank you. Schedules are a suggestion. They are. Like, guys, something really important came up. I'm sorry. Q Spice. Q Spice, my Oshi. Oh my god. Tears in my eyes. It's scary. I'm scared. I'm really scared. Why did he do that? Anyways. So, last time... I'm trying to remember what happened. Last time, Shiro got killed. And then... he got revived, and then... Thank you, cute Kara. This is beautiful. And then he got revived, and then he got attacked again, and then he summoned my gorgeous wife, Saber. I'm not gonna open the gallery. I was gonna go open it, but it has spoilers, so I'm not going to yet. and then Saber tried to kill Rin Tosaka, and then Rin Tosaka's like, oh, like, oh, that's so not cool, but I'm gonna help you anyway. And so now she's explaining to Shiro what the Holy Grail War is, and then we went to the church and met Kirei Kotomine, who explained it further, and we decided, as Shiro, we must fight. So we're leaving the church with our decision to fight, and we'll see how that goes, right? Surely it can't be that bad, right? Right, guys? Okay. Oh my god, did I forget to save? No. The recapper. To fix my chair. My back is gonna, like, collapse. Ugh. Wind sound effect. You know, I should have done this while I was setting up, but I forgot. Whatever. You guys forgive me, right? Please don't bash my skull in. Okay. As soon as I leave, the weight on my shoulders seemed to lift. Thank you, Ash Kirby. Love curbs. It might be because I'm away from the priest, but it might also be because I see Tosaka conspicuous in her uniform, and the blonde girl in a raincoat. The slightly mismatched sight of those two standing together relieves what pressure I felt. It's you, Ash Love Curbs. Yes. Kirby. Saber is still silent. She looks at me and seems to want to know what I decided. Let's go. We're going in the same direction until we reach town. Tosaka starts walking, her pace brisk. Saber and I follow suit, and the three of us leave the church grounds. I feel like they could have found Saber a different jacket than the raincoat. We walk down the hill. We hadn't talked much on the way here, but there's even less conversation on the way back. Even someone as dull as me knows why. After our visit to the church, I accepted my position as a master. No, it's cute, true. That must be why Tosaka is keeping her distance. I get it, but I don't like the idea of seeing Tosaka in that light. Tosaka, how's your servant? Eh? Oh, she's so cute. Ugh. Oh, if you're wondering, Archer's fine. The injury he sustained from Saber won't be easy to heal, so he won't materialize for a while, though. Does that mean he isn't by your side? Nope. He's cooped up in my house. He'd be at a disadvantage if he was ambushed by other servants, so I'm having him prepare to fight by recuperating somewhere safe. I see. Unlike my house, I'm sure Tosaka's house is well fortified against enemies. A mage's home is like a fortress. There's not much chance of defending them there. My child's covering it. Hold on. Okay. Which means enemies tend not to try attacking them at home. The bounded field around our house just notifies us of intruders, but even having that makes a big difference. By the way, Tosaka, the priest mentioned he was the overseer of the Holy Grail War. Does that mean he knows who your servant is? He shouldn't know. I've never told him. I see. You guys seem to get along, so I thought you had. Girl, what part of that seemed like they were getting along? Emiya, I'm gonna give you a little advice. Never tell anybody your servant's identity. No matter how much you trust the other person, you should keep quiet. Otherwise, you'll end up dropping out early. Huh? What do you mean, Saber's identity? Get along? Not. Like, they were fighting. She, obviously did not like him. I'm talking about which hero your servant is. No matter how strong they are, revealing their strength to others will just lead to a knife in the back. Just ask Saber her true name later. You'll understand when you learn about her. Actually, it might be better if she doesn't tell you, because you're... Why not? You can't keep secrets. You might have the best chance at keeping the secret if you just don't know. Who do you think I am? I can at least follow a strategy like that. Are you sure? Does that mean there's something you're hiding from me? Something I'm hiding from you? Well, I feel a hot blush on my cheeks as she looks at me. Dude. I shouldn't feel guilty, but I wonder if secretly idolizing her even counts in this context. See, I don't know what it is, but your face tells me you're hiding something, and that's why you're not fit for this. There's plenty of other good things about you, so stop thinking of silly tactics like these. Uh-huh. Then what about you? If you're mum about your servant even to... Oh, okay. If you're mum about your servant even to that priest, does that mean you don't trust him? I've never seen that word used like that before. Kire? Of course not. I'm not naive enough to trust him. He's a big hypocrite who switched sides from the church to the Mages Association, yet he still has a seat at the church. He'd spill it to the other masters the second he felt like it. Tosaka huffs, and obviously annoyed. I guess Tosaka doesn't really trust that priest. I'm a little relieved, but at the same time, her tone of voice also conveys a sort of closeness with the priest. Well, I mean, she did say he was, like, her, not mentor, but other, they had the same mentor. That's what I mean. Word finding. Hooray! We cross the bridge. There's nothing else to talk about. Our frosty white breath hangs in the winter air. The faint sound of flowing water bubbles up from beneath the bridge where we walk in the streetlight's illumination. All of those small details etch themselves onto my memory. Oddly, I don't think to look at Tosaka's face. It feels like more of a rarity to be walking beside her like this than it does to see her face. Me, Tosaka, and the girl called Saber, about whom I know nothing. The three of us, without doing anything in particular, walk back to our homes. We reach the intersection. It's where we will have to separate, as our homes are in opposite directions. We should split up here. I've done my duty, and things would get complicated if we stuck together any longer. We should part ways amicably, and tomorrow we will become enemies. I think she's trying to bring closure to our ambiguous relationship. Tosaka starts talking, but suddenly cuts off. Then I realize something. She didn't explain the rules to me out of obligation. She was only trying to help me, as I knew absolutely nothing to make things fair for me. And that's why, the moment things have been explained, everything goes back to normal. All that's left is for us to fight each other as masters. But that would make her last words to me strange. Tosaka must have meant it would be hard to fight if she feels empathy for me. For Tosaka, everything that happened tonight was unnecessary. Things would get complicated if we stuck together any longer. If that's how she feels, she shouldn't have gotten involved with me to begin with. She's smart enough to know that. But she helped me, even knowing it wouldn't benefit her in any way. That's how I know she had no ulterior motives for doing what she did tonight. She did it purely out of the kindness of her heart. Tosaka is totally different now than she usually is at school. She's harsh and unfriendly at school, and that's putting it mildly. But seeing her right now, I want to ask why the hell she acts the way she does at school. Honestly, the difference is on the level of fraud. But either way, Rin Tosaka is also exactly what everyone thinks she is. You know, you're a good person, Tosaka. She's so cute. Ugh, I like her. Huh? Where'd that come from? Flattery won't make me go easy on you. I know that. She had to tell me it would be a pain to be empathetic because she isn't going to go easy on me. I know, but I would rather not be enemies with you because I like people like you. What? I heard Tosaka's house is in the residential district with all the western houses in the opposite direction of my house. She took care of me up until now, so I'd like to walk her home. Anyway, don't forget to run to that church the moment your servant is killed. You'll at least live if you do that. I'm not sure about that, but I'll still take your advice. Anyway, I don't think that will happen since I'm likely to die before Saber. I've calmly assessed the situation. Tosaka's reaction is once again puzzling. After that weary sigh, she glances at Saber. Fine, I won't warn you anymore. At this point, it really would be just an act of empathy. Just be careful. Saber may be strong, but it's all over if you, the master, wind up dead. She turns around and starts walking. And yet, she stops dead in her tracks, as if she's seen a ghost. Tosaka? Drinking water. The moment I call out to her, a stinging pain shoots through my left hand. Are you two done chatting? A young voice echoes in the night. A sing-song tone comes unmistakably from a young girl. My eyes are drawn to the top of the hill. I hadn't noticed the clouds parting. Now the bright moon illuminates the sky. And there... Oh my god. Holy. A shadow looms. It's a strange shape that seems out of place in the darkened town. Berserker. I'm not familiar with the word Tosaka whispers. I don't even need to ask. It's definitely a servant. It gives off an overwhelming aura of death that surpasses even the fire from 10 years ago. Good evening, brother. This is the second time we've met. The girl smiles. Her innocence sends a chill up my spine. No, the chill goes deeper than that. It's not just my body, even my mind freezes. That thing is a monster. I'm not even looking into its eyes, but its intimidating presence paralyzes me. My instincts tell me I'm dead the instant I move. It feels like someone is pressing a knife against my exposed stomach. Crap, he's definitely in a different league. This is a cool art. All I managed to do is stand there, paralyzed. Tosaka is composed enough to brace herself. Even that seems futile. I can only see her back, but I still sense her despair. Huh? Oh, your servant is resting. That's no fun. I thought I would get rid of two of you at once. The young girl seems displeased as she stands on top of the hill looking down on us. This is even worse. The girl knows that Tosaka's servant is not here. And then... The girl bows gracefully, which seems wildly out of place given the current mood. Very nice to meet you, Reen. My name is Ilia. Perhaps you might recognize the name Elias Fielvon and Einsburn better. Einsburn. Tosaka trembles slightly, seeming to recognize the name. The girl smiles, seemingly delighted by Tosaka's reaction. Then here we go. Kill them, Berserker! In a sing-song voice, the girl orders the monstrosity behind her. The giant jumps. In a single leap, this berserker sails all the way from the top of the hill to the bottom where we stand. Shiro, get back! Saber surges forward, her raincoat flutters off her shoulders, blocking my view for a moment. Saber runs towards where Berserker is about to land. Berserker lands, kicking up a small torrent of air in his wake. The two meet almost simultaneously. The very air shakes. Saber stops Berserker's rock-like sword with her invisible sword. Ugh. She's so pretty. Saber's mouth twists as she strains, and then Berserker's giant sword moves in a flash, creating a whirlwind. Thunder. The clash of swords almost tearing the air ends in Saber's defeat. I hear something skidding. Saber blocks Berserker's giant sword with her own, but the impact pushes her backwards. Saber buckles. The copper-skinned servant follows her. The monster swings its giant sword again and again as if it knows how to do nothing else. Saber continues to block it with her sword, unable to dodge the strikes. Saber's sword is being invisible doesn't matter. She needs to put all her strength into blocking this attack or she's dead for sure. Saber's left with no choice but to remain on the defensive. The only chance Saber has of winning is to find an opportunity to strike between Berserker's attacks. And yet, that's only if Berserker leaves her an opening. His massive black rock sword moves like a raging storm. He's enormous. Despite his size and unwieldy weapon, Berserker is faster than Saber. His unrelenting attacks just smash whatever's in his way. That's all. But it's enough to be effective. As long as he retains his overwhelming speed and power, he doesn't really need technique. Humans devise a technique to compensate for their own weakness. That giant, that monster, he has no weakness. Run! It's the only thing I can manage to say. My body is completely frozen. That thing cannot be beaten. Saber is going to die. That's why she needs to run. It'd be easy if it was just her that needs to flee. Of course, she knows that perfectly well. Oh, that's not good. My body may be paralyzed, but my mind's still working. The raging storm of death simply won't let up. Saber retreats, unable to block it all. And then the final unblockable blow comes. Saber hangs in the air. Twisting her body impossibly, Saber manages to defend against Berserker's titanic swing. It's all she can do to defend herself from the fatal blow. But because she can't completely brace against the giant's tremendous swing, his attack sends her flying. After sailing in a wide arc, she falls to the ground. Just before her back hits the ground, Saber turns in midair and lands on her feet. Saber! She manages to compose herself, but crimson blood stains her chest. I'm such an idiot. I've completely forgotten something crucial. I don't know how many times servants can fight in a day, but this is Saber's third battle. On top of that, Saber still hasn't healed from the wound Lancer inflicted on her chest earlier. Ugh. Saber shifts her guard to protect her chest. Berserker moves in like a violent wind, striking at Saber while she's hampered by her wound. Saber, you got this! His blows rain down on her back. I gotta figure out how this is pronounced. Hold on. We will learn. Because she says a lot of... Once again, pausing in the middle of a very intense scene. Where is it? Where is it? Is this German or... I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. No, it's German. It's pronounced like S. Not S, but S. Okay. I always feel embarrassed if I pronounce words wrong. It's okay. It'd be like, oh me, the way I'm scared of people talking in German now. I can't believe I got them earlier. Like I thought they couldn't be gotten, but I got them. We're trying it out. We're trying it out. I'm gonna. I'm so embarrassed. Why is this embarrassing? Okay. Wir still Ursaisung? Something like that. Girl, pick a different language. I don't know what kind of magecraft Tosaka used, but something burst against Berserker's body. For the amount of magical energy, I can feel the impact must have been equivalent to that of a large caliber pistol. Even that is meaningless. Barely even scratches him. He isn't nullifying magical energy like what Saber does. The attacks just don't affect him. He's a tank. Kill him. What? This guy is ridiculously durable. Despite that, Tosaka continues to cast her spell. Berserker just ignores Tosaka's spell and charges at Saber. Saber. Saber painfully lifts her head. She readies her sword, intent on continuing the fight. The sight of her in so much pain gets me moving again. No! Run, Saber! I yell with all my might. She hears me. But she braces herself to confront an enemy she can't possibly compete with. Girl. Berserker's attacks are relentless. Saber's... I always just end up forgetting how to read when I, like, go off on an expedition. on a side quest. I forget. I gotta log back in. Saber weakens with every block. The end slowly creeps up on her. Where in that small frame of hers does such power come from? Saber doesn't retreat. She endures the great sword's furious attacks and tries to push Berserker back with sheer vigor. She has no chance of winning. Even though she knows her demise is inevitable, she holds her ground adamantly. Maybe it sensed something from her. Of course. I don't know what language this is, so I'm not even gonna try. The monster, silent until now, suddenly roars. Its attacks are impossible to block. Its attacks rains down on her, though her defense is flawless, but one strike finally sends her flying. It's the sound of something falling in the distance. Fresh blood stains her armor. Her small frame shouldn't be able to rise, and yet... Oh my god. Saber. No. She stands up without thinking. Her actions say that she needs to keep going or else I'll be killed. Her actions... I realize I made a foolish decision. Berserker stops after defeating Saber. It doesn't so much as look at Tosaka or me, it just waits for its master's orders. You can't win. My Berserker's the greatest hero of Greece. What? The greatest hero of Greece? Don't tell me he's... That's right. The demon before you is Hercules. He's the most atrocious monster ever, and he's on a different level than any of the heroes you two could summon and handle. The girl calling herself Elia narrows her eyes in joy. Her eyes express elation from the anticipation of finishing off her enemies. There's no need to ask who she is expecting to kill. Saber. And what will I do? Am I going to fight that monster instead? Yes. I can't do that. Just getting near that thing without being prepared would be enough to stop my heart. I'm going to... I forgot which one doesn't end in a game over. What are we thinking? I think I can do a poll. I can. One. Saber. What do? There. What do we do? I don't know. It's fine. Okay. We're gonna run. I'm gonna get away from this place. Saber can't win against that monster. If I let her keep fighting, she's dead. Then... Tosaka, this way. Gah. I take Tosaka's hand and run. If that girl is really after us, she'll definitely give chase. That means Saber might live, and we might have a chance to survive if we can get somewhere where there are people. Wait, we can't just turn our backs on him. What? She shakes me off. And then there's a flash. Tosaka moves in to protect my defenseless back. She takes the blow that had been meant for me. She turns her face towards me and I see her pained expression. Red stained her lips and she looks down almost curiously at the sword impaling her chest. Huh? What the hell was I thinking? Is that a question about her trying to protect me or just taking Berserker's attack? Tosaka tilts her head, admitting that I had been all useless from the start. The church. Go to Kire. Almost the instant she's spoken those words, Berserker hurls her body to the ground. My body reacts before I can think. The dark giant looms before me. As the monster who throws Tosaka's body on the ground, I seize the opportunity to run away. I don't think I can scream. I can't. I flee desperately like an animal jumping through a ring of fire. Oh, he's running away. Brother's so cute, thinking he can get away from Berserker. I run. Tosaka's words echo in my head. The church. I need to run up the hill and reach the church. I'll go to the church and ask Kotomine for help. I need to do that, or else Tosaka will die, and Saber will die, and won't be able to help either of them, and I'll die too. I feel a blow to my back, but it's not a sword. The giant's dozer blade hands strike my back, sending me flying. Oh, what a perfect spot to land. You knucklehead, I told you not to kill him quickly. Can you not do even something as simple as that? You useless brute. If you disobey my orders again, I'll keep killing you until you're only left with your very last life. Huh? He's alive? You threw him all that way and he's still alive? So, you're alive, brother. You may not be able to use any magecraft, but I guess there was a reason you were chosen by as a master. Fine. If you're not gonna put up a fight like this, then there's no point in me coming to Japan. I can't move. Calling the state I'm in alive would be sort of an overstatement. Goner would be closer to the mark. I almost read that as Gooner. My bad. Nope. I'm not gonna let you die that easy. I need to hurt you more and teach you how wonderful your life was up until this point. The silver-haired girl holds my head down. Cold, pale fingertips freeze my skull. I know somehow that I can't possibly go back to who I was before. I'm going to turn you into an ugly doll that won't be able to die. You're going to take Kiritsugu's place from now on. I muster the last bit of sense I have to hope Saber and Tosaka are safe. Well, bad end. Anyways, Tiger Dojo is a lighthearted hint segment. Players who want to complete the game on their own or to avoid out-of-character situations should proceed with caution. Oh man, game over. Do we want the tiger's advice? What the hell, sure, okay. It'll be a silly little segment. Hello, I'm Taiga Fujimura, the instructor for Tiger Dojo, a segment of the game that sweeps your sorry dead ass back up and gets you back on your feet. The segment of everyone's dreams. Hi, I'm Elia, and there's really no need for me to be here, but I'm doing it as a favor for Taiga. Yeah. Disciple number 1. Your name here in this dojo is Disciple number 1. It's a little funny. Ouch! I can't believe you blew me away. That phantasmic tiger bamboo sword is something to be reckoned with. Tiger bamboo sword has been added to the weapons dictionary. Oh, okay. Huh? Did you just hear a weird sound? I didn't hear anything. Anyway, Taiga, what's today's theme? We're gonna talk about bad ends today. Let me get right to the point. Anyway, keep in mind that in fate, letting your guard down leads only to defeat. There's no mercy in this game from anyone, so common sense says you should save before you make a choice. After all, Shira's life is like an intersection full of red lights. Did I not save? Please. No, it's fine. It's fine. It wasn't that far from where I did save, so it's fine. Yeah, Big Brother's so dense. I knew it. I need to protect him. Go my skip button. Chisuto. Ouch! Mentor, that bamboo sword really hurts. Please do something gentler. Denied. A kiddo who kills out of love needs to run 3 laps around the dojo. Now get going. What? I hate doing things that wear me out. Don't you want a tiger stamp? Sheesh, fine, I'm going. Anyway, the cause of death this time was that you stupidly believed you could run away from that sinister kiddo. When you meet her, you either defeat her or get defeated. Being half-assed about it will get you killed, so be careful. Tiger, there's a cat in the corner of the dojo. Step on its tail and drive it away. Hey! And don't call me Tiger. Okay, I drove the weird-looking cat away. Very good. And that concludes our lesson for today. The story's just begun. Once you get through this exciting part, your battles as a master will begin. Or not begin? Maybe? Which is it? Maybe the training segment continues just a little bit more? Oh, okay. Thank God. Thank God. We help Saber. I refuse to abandon someone when they're down. That's how I've always lived my life. And most importantly, I can't leave that girl who fought so hard to protect me. Okay, Berserker. She's going to regenerate, so take her out now. Berserker rumbles back into movement. Why you? He's so protagonist. I run forward as fast as I can. I can't possibly do anything against that monster, but the least I can do is get Saber out of the way and save her from Berserker's attack. I fall. Why? I was going to shove Saber away from Berserker, then I'd figure out what to do afterwards, so why? Ugh. Why? Why am I on the ground, unable to breathe? Like, I hear surprised voices. First is Saber, who's in front of me now. Then there's Tosaka standing at a distance, looking aghast. Then for some reason, the girl calling herself Elia stares down at me, dumbfounded. Huh? There's a gaping, ragged hole in the middle of my body. I'm on the ground. On the asphalt. There's only a little blood considering how big the wound is. I see some withered branch-looking things and some shattered stuff, and man, that looks painful. All those parts scattered around. I get it. How dumb am I? So I didn't make it. I could never have pushed Saber away, so I was just her shield. And then that ungodly huge machete-looking thing took a chunk out of my stomach. Ugh. I can't believe I failed at a time like this. I tried my best to be a hero of justice, but I just screwed it all up when it really mattered. Why? The silver-haired girl's face is blank as she speaks. After standing there dumbfounded, she just says, "I've had enough of this. This is boring." She calls Berserker back without finishing Saber off. "Reen, I'll kill you the next time we meet." The girl leaves. After she disappears, I completely black out. He's dead again. I lose consciousness. I'm really dead this time. Somehow, I survived when Lancer killed me last time, but my luck's definitely run out. There's no magecraft that could save a person who just lost half his body. What were you thinking? Don't you know I can't save you anymore? I hear a voice reprimanding me. It must be Tosaka. She sounds like she's really mad, and I feel bad. But I had no choice. I'm not good at everything like her. All I have to work with is my body. That's why the only thing I could do was to risk it all using my own body. Oh my god. Thank you, Kara. I hope you nap well. I'm embarrassed. Look. Winter 5 years ago. It was a beautiful moonlit night. I was just enjoying the sight with my father, Kiritsugu Emiya. Don't say aw. So relaxing, thank you. Yay! It was winter, but it wasn't very cold. On the veranda. On the veranda, it was just a little chilly, the perfect weather to watch the moon. Kiritsugo didn't go outside very much anymore. He really rarely went out, and he spent most of his time lounging around the house. Every time I recall this, I still feel regret. Why didn't I realize that he was acting the way any creature does when they know their time is almost up? When I was a boy, I wanted to be a champion of justice. He blurted it out, just out of nowhere. My father, who already seemed like a champion of justice in my eyes, said that as if he were reflecting out on a memory. What, you wanted to? So you just gave up on it? I asked, unable to completely hide my disappointment. Kiritsugu smiled apologetically and looked up at the distant moon. Unfortunately, yes. You can only be a hero for so long. It gets harder to call yourself one as you grow up. I wish I'd found that out earlier. That made sense to me. I wasn't sure why, but if Kiritsugu said it, then it had to be true. Oh, well, that's too bad. Yes, it really is too bad. Kiritsugu nodded in agreement. So I just kind of blurted something out as if it were a natural thing to say. Okay, if you can't do it, then I'll do it for you. You can't do anything because you're an adult, but I can. You can leave your dream to me, because I'll make it reality. The bold promise made my father smile. His face said everything I needed to know. Kiritsugu made a long, contented sigh and whispered, "Ah, that's a relief." There, he closed his eyes, and so too his life came to a close. He looked so peaceful, like he was just going to wake up in the morning, so I didn't think much about it. Maybe it was just because by then I was used to seeing death. On a winter night, the man I called my father looked up at the moon and entered a long sleep. The yard was dead silent, not so much a single chirp from an insect. I still remember how fiercely my eyes blazed on that bright, clear night. I didn't cry aloud, nor did I feel sad, but tears flowed down my cheek until the moon sank past the horizon. This happened in the winter, 5 years ago. I probably cried 10 years worth of tears in that time, so after that, there was nothing left. Fujine's dad took care of the funeral arrangements, and that's how I ended up living in the Emiya's mansion alone. Kiritsugu's passing didn't change anything for me. I was set on becoming a man who champions justice and does what's right, just like my father, so I didn't have any time to sit around. That's right. I never talked about this, but I still remember it. 10 years ago, a man saved me from a fire. He picked up a burned, dying child and carried him out of hell, weeping with joy. I've admired him ever since. Nobody saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In the ruins of fire, there was only a boy who was saved, and the man who saved him. That's why I aspired to be like him. I wanted to become a hero of justice that saves people and doesn't let anyone die. That's who he wanted to be, and he passed his wish on to me before quietly letting the curtains fall. It's only natural for a child to follow in their father's footsteps. Shudo Emiya must become a hero of justice and save someone the same way that he was once saved. I swore to myself that I would do it. I vowed to fulfill the dream of the man I most admired. But honestly, I didn't know how. What did Kiritsugu mean by doing the right thing and championing justice? How can I grow up faster? Is there some magical way to make Kiritsugu's dream of making everyone happy come true? Seriously, what am I supposed to do when I become a master and I can't get the blonde girl with me out of my head? Now hold on. Now what was that? I wake up in my room. Something tastes terrible. The steely tang of blood clouds my mouth. It pooled in my mouth while I slept, and every time I breathed, heavy metallic air filled my lungs. Like, why do you say that? That's so... What the hell, sure. Not sure why I feel this way. A violent urge to vomit makes me want to go wash my face in the restroom. Okay. Okay. I lift myself out of bed. Dizziness sets my head spinning. Feeling uneasy on my feet, I plant a hand on the wall. Ugh. I try to move, but it only makes the nausea worse. No, it's more pain than nausea. My body feels sluggish and my inside seems to churn when I move. I imagine this is about what I'd feel like if someone forced hot lead down my throat. Ugh. Imagining that is making me feel like I'm gonna run a fever. I wipe the sweat from my forehead and hobble out of my room, leaning against the wall. Okay, I feel a little better. I wash my face and dry off my sweat-drenched body. Huh? For some reason, my abdomen is wrapped in bandages. I have no idea why, but I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. Whatever. I'm hungry. Did I leave any extra food in the fridge? My stomach still feels like it's churning, but my body needs nourishment. I suck up the discomfort and keep walking, braced against the wall. The dizziness won't go away, and worst of all, my whole body feels dull. Ow, ow, ow. I keep moving forward, making pathetic noises along the way. What the hell did I do before I went to bed last night? I don't remember training strenuously enough to make my body ache. Gore. I reach the living room. Sakura and Fujine must be at school. There's no signs of breakfast, nor do I see any remnants of Fujine wrecking the place. The living room's quiet, like a typical Sunday. Morning. Sorry I came in without asking Emiya. Or not. What? Huh? Green Tosuka is sitting on the floor by the table in the living room. She's so calm, like she owns the place, so that I feel like the guest here. I have no idea what to say, so I plop down on a cushion, and I take a deep breath. Forcore skull emoji. Tosaka, where are you? Stop. Shouldn't you apologize to me first? I can't move on from last night until you say sorry for what you did. I can't even finish asking why she's in my house. Tosaka's glare is all I need to know how angry she is. She seems upset about something that happened last night, but what exactly... Wait, I remember now. Right, this isn't the time for me being leisurely to be I'm gonna kill myself. This isn't the time for me to be leisurely breathing in the morning air. I tried to help Saber, and Berserker gutted me like a fish. Me mention. Yes! Anyway. Ugh. The nausea returns. A chill grips my entire body as I remember the feeling of having a gaping hole in my body. Wait, that's weird. That's weird. Hold on. I should have died instantly. That's that's all you have to say? Like, that's a little puzzling. I wonder. That's weird. Why am I still here? Do you remember now? You did something damn stupid last night. I hope you regret it. Tosaka huffs critically. She's so cute. It kind of ticks me off. My brain, frozen since seeing Tosaka in my living room, finally grinds into action. What are you talking about? I had no choice. Well, sure, it might seem like an idiotic move if you just look at the results. And I definitely meant for it to go better than it did. So I wouldn't say it was a mistake. I returned her glare, insisting that I'm not an idiot. What? Why is she making such a show of a sigh at me? If the master dies, the servant disappears too, remember? I can't believe you actually tried to shield your own servant. Listen, if you die, then Saber is gone too. If you wanted to save Saber, you should have thought of another way to do it from a safe distance. Honestly, do you realize how pointless it is to risk your life for your own servants? I wasn't shielding her. I was just trying to get her out of there. I didn't think that would happen to me. You're stupid. I knew I might die if I go near the monster like that, but that's besides the point. Fine. And you had the wrong idea. Tosaka only looks more irritated, like she knows exactly what I'm thinking. I'll be straight with you, Emiya. I didn't take you to the church so that you could win. I was just trying to give you a chance to survive because you literally don't know anything. It sounds like you still don't get it. A chance to survive? Yeah. I figured you wouldn't take risks or really do much if you knew defeat meant death, but it looks like you're the kind of person to walk out at night even in situations like this. I thought that if I scared you straight, you wouldn't throw your own life away. He doesn't need to be scared straight. He's got that down. You wouldn't throw your own life away for someone else. And if you're lucky, you'd make it to the end. I see. That didn't cross my mind. But why are you upset? What does me dying have to do with it anyway? Do with you? What? My brain's conjuring up words. For no reason. It has everything to do with me, 'cause you made me worry all night long. Aww. She's so sweet. Tosaka's practically throwing a tantrum. But, okay. Actually feels good to have someone worry about me. From her tone, it sounds like Tosaka was the one who took care of me. Is that so? Guess I owe you one, Tosaka. Thanks. I bow my head in appreciation and apologize. Shikar. Humph. As long as you understand. If you've learned your lesson, then use your head next time. Dramatic hair flip. Tosaka quickly turns away. She might still be edgy, but I feel like she's in a better mood. Then we're done with what happened last night. Let's get down to it then. Do you want to talk business or talk about yesterday? Tosaka prompts me matter-of-factly. Her straightforwardness takes me off guard, but now that I think about it, she must be here only because she has something to discuss. If she hadn't had something to discuss, she would have gone home already. Tosaka's my enemy, so what could she have to talk about that would prompt her to stay in enemy territory? I'm curious to know what she thinks, and I would also want to know what else happened last night. I have to ask anyway, so... Oh my god. I don't want to hear any of them. That's funny. She said she doesn't want to talk about yesterday anymore, so I'm just gonna keep going with this one. Oh. I don't want to hear the ticking. I'm more curious why Tosaka is still here. Okay, I want to hear about the serious stuff first. Tell me why you're still hanging around. Fine, then I'll begin with the conclusions. Huh? What was that? For a fleeting second, Tosaka looked repulsed. Then I'll be frank. What do you plan to do next? Tosaka asks the one question I hope she wouldn't. Actually, that's not entirely true. It's not that I don't want her to ask so much as I haven't really thought of an answer yet. What am I going to do now? It's the question I wanted to ask. To be honest, I don't know. I know there's a competition for the Holy Grail, but I've never been in battle between mages. For one thing, more than anything, I want to avoid any killing. I'm not interested in something like the Holy Grail. I don't really know if I can risk my life for something I don't want. I knew you'd say something like that. I'll have you know your servant will kill you for saying that sort of thing. Kill me? Why? Because the servants also seek the Holy Grail. One of the conditions for them allowing a master to summon them is getting a chance at the Holy Grail. The Grail is the servants' #1 priority. They'll obey the masters if it gives them a chance to get the Holy Grail, and sometimes they'll even die for their masters. Try saying you don't want the Grail to your servant. You can't blame her if she calls you a traitor and cuts you down where you stand. What the hell? That doesn't sound right. Servants are the one who are summoned by masters, right? Then... Did you think servants would really serve humans for free? Whoever acquires the Grail gets their wish granted, whether that's a master or their guardian servant. The servants have wishes of their own. That's why they respond to summons that would otherwise be at best unreasonable. Masters don't summon servants to help them get the Holy Grail. Servants answer the master's call to have a chance at the Holy Grail. The servants have wishes too? Does that mean Saber also has a wish she wants granted by the Holy Grail? That's why servants will go out and eliminate other masters, even without being ordered to. Only one person can get the Holy Grail. They won't allow it to fall into the hands of anyone other than their own master. Unlike masters, servants don't have the power to take away command spells. The only way they can neutralize other masters is by killing them. So even if the master has no intention of fighting, conflict is inevitable. Masters attacked by a servant need to fight them off with their own servant. Kide told you plenty of times about how that is at the heart of the Holy Grail War. Yeah, he told me enough of that last night, but that means that servants must fight and kill each other. I thought it would have been enough as long as the masters made peace with each other and gave up the Holy Grail, but if servants answer the summons because they also seek the Holy Grail and will never give up until they have it, then battles between servants really are inevitable. But then... is the girl who fought so hard to protect me also here to fight, kill for, and maybe die? All for the Holy Grail? That's awful. I don't know exactly what a heroic spirit is, but Saber's human. I even saw her bleed yesterday. Oh, don't worry about that. Servants aren't mortal, so if they die, they'll just go back to where they came from. Heroic spirits are phenomena that can't die. Only masters can actually get killed when they lose a fight. No, I mean, even if their deaths are figurative, it doesn't change the fact that something which takes the form of a human dies in this world. Drinking. What? You have some hang-up with killing? You got some nerve calling yourself a mage with morals like that. The drinker. It's just water, I swear. Tosaka's right. As a mage, death is never far. I understand that fact, and I've long since resigned myself to it, but I'm not strong enough to be the judge of when and where other people should live or die. Of course I do. I won't be party to some war where people will murder each other. Oh, really? So you're just gonna sit and wait to be killed? You're gonna just hand the victory to some other master? That's not my point. All I have to do is stay alive until the end, right? I don't intend to kill anyone, but I'm not gonna hold back if I need to defend myself. Someone who shows up ready to kill others can't complain about getting killed. So you're gonna play defense. You're just gonna watch and see what the other masters do? Even if that thing from yesterday goes around killing everyone in town, you'll just ignore it? The thing from yesterday? That twisted, inhuman demon. Not too much, man. It's strong enough to level a house with a single blow. If it sets its mind to it, I'm sure it could destroy all of Miyama overnight. To make matters worse, servants can turn into spirit form. Humans who lack the ability to sense the supernatural can't even see them. But as soon as servants materialize, they can interact with the physical world. You could say that they're ultimate weapons. Ultimate weapons? Hope Speak's gonna scout them. No modern technology or weaponry can affect a spiritual form. Our attacks don't work on them, but they can hurt us. It's a depressingly one-sided arrangement. From a normal person's point of view, servants may as well be natural disasters. When people die to an invisible killer, those deaths will just be treated as accidents or natural causes. What do you mean? Don't masters and servants only attack other masters? What do the people in town have to do with it? Is that a Danganronpa reference? It is. Yep. I like how you can check when I'm, looking at my OBS, because it... oh, it only does it sometimes, I guess. Well, that's fine. Whatever. If only the world were so peaceful. If that was the case, then we wouldn't need Kirei to play referee. I should have mentioned this sooner, but servants are spirits. Their forms are complete static, so they do not grow, but they still need magical energy as fuel. When they are provided with more magical energy, they are able to use more of the special abilities they had while they were alive. It's not unlike us mages, actually. Do you see what I'm getting at? Yeah, it's like repeatedly using magecraft. Magical energy is like gunpowder. The mage is the gun itself. Like how there are different guns, pistols, rifles, shotguns. Mages all have a variety of abilities. To continue the metaphor, servants are more like artillery, cannons, and firearms. They burn a huge amount of gunpowder to launch massive shells. That's right, but servants can't draw mana from the atmosphere like us. They generally run only on the magical energy within them. It's our jobs as masters to supplement that energy. Their power is limited by their own energy supply, plus whatever their masters give them. That means a half-baked master like you has no chance against a more capable master, right? One very obvious solution to that hurdle is to have your servants acquire magical energy from other sources. Servants are spirits, so they can eat similar stuff for sustenance. Eating something similar? You mean other spiritual bodies? But what kind of spirits would they eat? Simple. Spirits of nature can take in power from nature itself. So what do you think servants, who are human spirits, get power from? Oh. It's really an easy question. Just as we eat meat, human spirits, like servants, have to eat. Correct. To be fair, the magical energy supply for masters chosen by the Holy Grail should be enough in most cases. But shouldn't it be obvious that they'd gain more energy by getting it from more than one person? Bluntly speaking, inferior masters have to feed other people to the servants. Servants can convert souls and primal human emotions into magical energy. If you want your servant to get stronger, that's the most effective way. It's not rare for masters to sacrifice humans to their servants. Sacrifice? Are you saying there might be a master out there who is going around killing people to make their servants stronger? if they're not choosy about their methods. Maybe, but I can't see a smart master doing something like that. No matter how strong a servant is, they're still limited by energy capacity. They can't store any energy above a hard limit, so there's only so much they can benefit from mass murder. For one thing, the association won't just turn a blind eye to someone going around murdering people, but more importantly, the other masters will be able to figure out the servant's abilities and identity based on the victim's cause of death. And they'll work out the other master's identity too. Concealing your identity in a Holy Grail war gives you a big advantage, so any normal master would be unwilling to use their servant. I get it. If you don't let anyone know you're a master, then the other masters won't attack you. Conversely, if the other masters know who you are, you're just at risk of being ambushed. It stands to reason that no one would be reckless enough to let their servant attack civilians and risk getting exposed. Well, that's a relief. As long as masters don't order it, servants shouldn't indiscriminately attack people. Probably not. They're supposed to be heroes, after all. I don't think there are any heroes who'd attack innocent people, though I can't say that for sure. Plenty of them became heroes through sheer violence. Tosaka just casually raised a truly terrifying point that she sounds genuine about, rather than sarcastic or ironic, tells me how much of a realist she is. Anyway, that's what I wanted to check with you. So now you understand servants, right? Masters aren't the only ones who want to win the Holy Grail War. Now that you're involved, you have an obligation to control your servant. An obligation to control my servant. So I need to ensure my servant doesn't attack people, as well as other servants. So do you understand the situation you're in now? Okay, then I'm gonna move on to the subject of your wounds and such. Do you remember what happened to you last night? Well, I remember and all, but I ran over to Saber and Berserker literally tore my guts out. I lost consciousness, so I don't know why I'm alive, let alone what happened after that. I thought so. Before we get back to the main issue here, let me explain what happened. Sighing in displeasure, Tosaka begins a brief explanation of what happened last night. Apparently, Berserker left right after I lost consciousness. Afterwards, my body started to heal on its own, and was back to normal after a few minutes. I was still unconscious, so Tosaka brought me here, and the rest was as I remember. What's important here is that you managed to survive on your own. I might have helped a bit, but it was your own power that healed your wounds, so don't get that twisted, okay? That's what it sounds like from the way you told it. So you aren't the one who healed me? No way. I can't revive someone on the verge of death. What was I supposed to do about your intestines scattered on the pavement? I don't really have an answer to that. My stomach is back to normal, yes, but I'm honestly still dubious about what Tosaka said. Dubious, I love that word. I can't even use any healing magecraft, much less raise the dead. Which means it must be your servant. Either your servant is pretty powerful or something happened when you summon them. I think it's both, actually, but you must be connected by some line. Line? You mean some sort of fated line that connects a familiar to its mage? Oh, so you do have some knowledge of familiars. Then this should be easy. It means your relationship with Saber is not just an ordinary master and familiar relationship. Saber can evidently regenerate too, so her power might be flowing into you. Normally, the mage's abilities are shared with their familiar, but in your case, the familiar's abilities are helping the master. So it's like a river flowing upstream. That's a good way of putting it. Normally that wouldn't be possible, but Saber's magical energy must be powerful enough to change the flow of a river. Otherwise, there's no chance she'd be able to go up against Berserker with that tiny frame of hers. It wouldn't be normally possible. Does that mean your relationship with Archer is a normal mage and familiar relationship? That's right. He doesn't listen to a word I say, but that's our relationship. The connection between master and servant is like gas and an engine. We provide the energy for them to consume. Though I've read that a master once acquired pseudo-immortality by physically fusing with their servant. They wouldn't die as long as their servant doesn't die. Are you listening, Emiya? Uh-huh. Yeah, I am. Then Tosaka, does that mean my body will heal from injuries even if I don't do anything about them? At the cost of your servant's magical energy. I don't know how it works, but it definitely has something to do with Saber being stuck in material form. I don't think you've learned any curses of natural regeneration. Of course not. My old man never taught me something that complicated. That's not what I mean. I'm saying that I wouldn't have to worry this much if it was true. Never mind. This doesn't concern you. Drinking again. Huh? What does she mean? I wonder why Tosaka's being so roundabout. Anyway, just don't do anything rash. You might have survived this time, but you might not live to tell the tale next time you get hurt like last night. It's probably best you just ditch the notion that any small wounds will heal on their own. I know, Saber had to help me because I went about and got myself hurt. I don't have an excuse for that. That's not the point, dummy. Let me be clear. It costs more than Saber's magical energy to heal your wounds. You're giving something up when it happens. Whether that's your life, your luck, or even your bank account. You can bet that kind of healing doesn't come cheap. Tosaka huffs it once again. And I agree, but Tosaka, I don't think my bank account has anything to do with it. Of course it does. Using Magecraft means you're pretty much throwing your money away. The more you use it, the more it drains your money. Otherwise, none of this would be acceptable, especially to me. Tosaka absolutely explodes with fury. It's odd, really. The more I talk to her, the more this Tosaka feels like the real one, while the girl at school feels like an act. How it feels. Though, I guess I already noticed that yesterday. We're getting off topic now. So what's next for you? You claim you won't kill people, so what are you gonna do? So are you gonna just stand by and watch other masters do God knows what? I take it back. She's not only twisted, she's a jerk who's going out of her way to drive me into a corner, all with a smile. If it comes to that, I'll go in to stop them. The masters won't have much to do as long as their servant has been defeated, right? Unbelievable. So you're not going to try to defeat any of the other masters unless they intend to do bad things? Do you even hear yourself? Yeah, I know they're just pretty words, but I can't think of anything else. I'm not changing my principles, no matter what you say. There's just one problem. Should I spell it out for you? I can see the gears turn in her head. She's up to something. But I promised to listen, so I need to hear her out. Yeah? Do you remember the master from yesterday? The little girl who just casually ordered her servant to kill us both? How can I forget? She attacked us on our way home without any warning. She's definitely gonna come back and kill us. I'm sure even you've worked that out. Oh, right. That girl's a master, too. She knows that Tosaka and I are both masters, so she's bound to come after us eventually. It could be today or tomorrow, but we've already signed our death warrants. I have no chance of stopping that monster. Her servant, Berserker, is on a whole other level. As inexperienced of a master as you are, you're no match for that thing, and you've been saying you're going to protect yourself by doing nothing? You are not going to be able to defend yourself. Look who's talking. You have no chance against that thing either. Not in a straight-up fight. That's the ultimate close-quarters servant. There probably isn't anyone who can match it, even among all the heroes of myth and legend. If Berserker attacks me, there's no escape. That goes for me, too. I'm pretty sure I won't survive the next round with that thing. My hand moves unconsciously to my stomach. The wound is closed. It's probably not even fair to call this a wound. It's a spot where a gigantic sword nearly killed me instantly. I can't shake off the sudden wave of nausea that wells up in me when I imagine the next time I might get a taste of that blade. There you have it. Do you get that just sitting around doing nothing and waiting for the Holy Grail War to end isn't an option? Yeah, I know that now, but Tosaka, I'm not sure what your point is. I'm sure you're not here just to make fun of my inevitable doom, are you? Cute. What kind of sadist do you take me for? After everything I said, you still can't take a hint. I'm asking if you want to team up. Huh? What? What now? What? If I take those words at face value, that means... you want to team up with me, Tosaka? Yeah, my archer's still recovering from a serious wound. That's gonna take some time, but in the meantime, I'm not completely out of the fight. And while your servant is superb, her master dragging her down, making her half as effective. See, put the two of us together and you've got a whole. Hey, I'm not that bad of a mage. Well, I count 3 times in which you almost died. You're the first person I know who has had that happen in a single day. But... I'll make it worth your while. I'll let you off for getting Archer hurt and teach you what you need to know to be a master. Oh, and if we have time, I can even give you some pointers on your magecraft. Deal? Ugh. It is an attractive proposition. I know next to nothing, and Tosaka does seem knowledgeable. And I'd like to avoid fighting her if I can. Emiya, I'm waiting for your answer. She urges me to make a choice. We're going different options from what I picked before. Besides, I don't have much of a choice. There's too much I don't know, and I have no experience as a mage. If Tosaka is offering to help me, however temporary, it's an offer I can't turn down. Alright, I'll take your offer, Tosaka. Honestly, I'd really appreciate your help. Then that settles it. Let's shake on it. We're allies until we defeat Berserker. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess that should be the arrangement. I guess I don't have control over the timing, but it'll probably help to know the timeline. I shake the offered hand. I'm a little perplexed. This guy. Tosaka's hand is so soft, it reminds me she's a girl. Bruh. My hand, in comparison, is covered in little scratches. It seems a poor match for hers. What the hell? The moment I think that, I find myself getting embarrassed. I quickly pull my hand back. What's wrong? Are you changing your mind about working with me? Boo! Boo! It's not that. I really appreciate that I'm going to be able to work with you. That was more a personal thing, so don't worry about it. She knows. Look at that expression. Oh my god. Tosaka looks at me strangely. Oh. Her face turns mischievous. What? I might dissolve our agreement if you say something stupid. I'm serious, I really will. Was that the first time you held a girl's hand? I thought you had a lot of friends. I didn't realize you were so shy, Shiro. Wrong, that's not true. Oh my god, I like her. There's no way in hell I could say I got embarrassed because it was her. And yeah, fine, I haven't really touched a girl so intimately before, but oh my god. Oops, sorry. And no, Fujine doesn't count. Bruh. So intimately, and it's shaking hands. He's killing me. She's more like something from a different planet than someone of a different gender. Hey, hold on. What did Tosaka just say? You really do wear your feelings on your sleeve. Fine, I'll let it go. I wouldn't want you sulking if I pushed your buttons too much. Oh my god. Then here's my deposit. Consider it as proof of my alliance with you. I don't know where she'd been keeping it, but she tugs out a giant book and... Oh. I may be stupid. I don't know where she's been keeping it, but she tugs out a giant book and slaps it on the table. Looks like a diary. There's no title, and the cover is red wine. Wine red. It seems to be Tosaka's trademark color. He doesn't know about character colors. She's got to keep up with her looks. This was my father's, but I don't need it anymore, so I'll give it to you. It's not the kind of thing a full-fledged master needs, but I figure you might benefit from it. Tosaka gestures for me to flip through it. Okay, thanks. I opened to her random page, and then... There's nothing written on the page, but a strange image suddenly pops in my head. Oh, we got data. Okay. Huh? Tosaka, what is this? It's a chart that records each servant's abilities. You know there are certain rules in Holy Grail War, right? It applies to servants too. Information, learning, my brain. First of all, only 7 heroic spirits get summoned. The 7 can only be summoned after they are assigned to one of the predetermined classes that the Holy Grail has prepared in advance. Instead of summoning the heroic spirits themselves, the Holy Grail creates a vessel close to each heroic spirit, then summons the spirits into it. You know how seances and mediums work by calling on spirits and drawing them into the caster's body so the spirit can communicate, right? It's like that. In order to summon spirits from different ages, you need a sort of container. Classes. Oh, so that's why Saber's called Saber. Exactly. Remember that heroic spirits need to conceal their identities. That's why you never say their real name. So their summoned classes then serves as their name. The classes are Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, and Berserker. Like, why couldn't they pick another one that ends the same way? It's like, what's Assassin special for? A total of 7. The class lineup may differ depending on the Holy Grail War, but we have a classic lineup in this war. The common belief is that Saber is the most powerful. Each class has its own unique characteristics, but each servant's abilities differ according to the summoned heroic spirit's rank, so be mindful of that. A heroic spirit's rank, you mean how strong they were in life? That's part of it, but their abilities are also dependent on their notability. What they did or what kind of weapon they wield may not change, but their basic abilities will change depending on how famous they were in their time. Heroic spirits are like gods, so they become more powerful the more people worship them. I guess you could say their essence becomes more potent. It's similar to divine spirits falling in ranking to elements if they lose devout followers. Similar to heroes forgotten by the people... Similar, a hero forgotten by the people doesn't have much power. Although, a hero who is powerful to begin with should retain at least some power and abilities, whether they were unknown or forgotten. Then, if the hero is well known, their legend was extraordinary. There would be a rank A servant, yeah. That's why Berserker might be one of the strongest ever. He's the most famous hero from Greek mythology. A hero from the Age of Gods already have special noble phantasms to begin with, and there's not much we can do if the heroes themselves are strong. Tosaka, what the heck is a noble phantasm? A noble phantasm is a servant's iconic item, which they use during their lifetime. Heroes and magical swords, or sacred swords, come as a set, right? It's basically their armaments. Huh? Weapon? Like Saber's invisible sword? Something like that. I don't know what the story with that sword is, but whatever Saber is wielding is definitely her noble phantasm. I don't think I need to even say this, but heroes can't remain in their legends even with their name alone. Each hero has a weapon that is sort of their trademark, and that is the crystallization of the people's desire for a miracle, their noble phantasm. So it's a powerful magical item. Exactly. Simply put, heroic spirits are no match for powerful magecraft or mystics. But when their noble phantasms come into play, it's a whole different story. Heroic spirits who wield noble phantasms can defeat even elementals several ranks higher than them. This is because most are sacred or magical swords that appear in legends, and they are close to the level of magic. Swords that can kill dragons, the most powerful species of phantasmals, shoes that allow the wearer to travel thousands of miles, or even magical swords that can kill deities. Whatever they may be, now you understand that the armaments heroic spirits wield are on an entirely different level, so much so that you might wonder why they aren't invincible. It's no exaggeration to say that the battles between servants are ultimately battles between their noble phantasms. So what you're saying is that these servants, who are heroic spirits, will most definitely have at least one noble phantasm? Yes, and as a general rule, one heroic spirit can only wield one noble phantasm. They're usually swords or spears. Have you ever heard of the legendary Chinese sword, the Hazenken? The mountain-cutting sword? You can only swing it once, but it's a magecraft item that's set to destroy an entire mountain in one swing. I think it's like that. But noble phantasms are a kind of miracle activated only when their true names are spoken, so they can't be used casually. Huh? It activates when the weapon's name is spoken, right? Why would that make it so hard to use? Don't you not realize that saying the weapon's name also tells you which hero the servant is? The heroes and their magical swords are a set, so if you know their weapon's name, you will also know its wielder's name. If that happens, then you'll know their strengths and weaknesses. I see. Yeah, you make a good point. Now that I think back, when Lancer used his noble phantasm, Saber immediately figured out his identity. Something about Ireland's Child of Light. Okay, so servants are separated by class, and each of them are heroic spirits are suited to that class. They're all connected, they're all concealing their identities, and the weapons that they wield are the most powerful aces they've got up their sleeves, but they can't use it freely or they wind up revealing their identity. That's all I can tell you about servants. If you want more details, just look in that book, flip through it when you have the time. Once you get used to it, you should be able to identify your servants intuitively without the book. With that, Tosaka stands up. Okay, well, I'm headed home. Oh, yeah, thanks. Still sitting on the floor, so I look up at Tosaka as she gets ready to leave. Don't get confused about things just because we formed an alliance. You and me, we're gonna fight eventually. When all the other masters have been defeated, or even if they're still alive, we're bound to fight, no matter what. You're better off not seeing me as human, Emiya. After making very clear where we stand, Tosaka leaves for her home. I like her. I can already feel myself getting less and less stressed once Tosaka leaves, bruh. My feverish body is suddenly overcome with exhaustion, and I collapse to the floor. I can already feel myself. I lie on my side to try and ignore the nausea creeping back over me. The ticking of the clock echoes through the quiet living room. A battle between masters, huh? I still don't understand what the heck that is. All I know is that I don't know much. It may have felt more real to me if I was even a little more interested in the Holy Grail. I don't know what it is, but the only thing I can feel for the Holy Grail is disgust. A grail that supposedly grants wishes. I don't know what exactly it is, but it's an artifact powerful enough to summon servants. It may not grant every wish, but it's more than valuable enough for a mage. And yet, I have no interest. I might be skeptical because it doesn't feel real to me, but I also feel it's not fair to take a shortcut like that. Plus, it doesn't sit well with me, knowing that the selection process is just a battle. Yet this is a game of musical chairs. No matter how I feel about it, I'll need to overcome my competition to survive, now that I'm involved. And one of the methods to get rid of competition could be to involve and harm innocent people. That's why... Rejoice, Shiro Emiya. My reason to fight in the Holy Grail War is not to survive and win. Your wish will finally be granted. It's to do everything I can to stop those who will try to win by any means necessary. I feel dizzy again. That's not surprising. No matter how much my body appears to heal, it was nearly split in half just a few hours ago. This feeling isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I felt this way for the rest of my life. I was very nearly killed 3 times in one day. There's no denying that someone with no power will wind up hurt if they participate in battle. My own ineptitude nearly cost me my own body. Then that girl got hurt trying to protect me. I feel like you can stop calling her that girl. Ugh. I try to sit back up. Right, her. I can't believe myself. Completely forgot about her because Tosaka had settled herself in my living room. Maybe it's more that I was just avoiding thinking about her. I'm such a coward. I was avoiding thinking about the girl who was bleeding miserably, even though I was the reason she got hurt in the first place. I can't believe Tosaka left out the most crucial point. I shoved myself back up to my feet. Tosaka never said anything about Saber. The only thing she said was that she and Saber brought me home, but she didn't elaborate. The first thing I should have asked was whether the girl was safe, since Berserker wounded her. Ugh. I suppress my nausea as I make my way through the mansion. Saber is nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest rooms, but I can't find her. That's weird. That armor isn't exactly camouflage. Even so, a fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly, servants can turn into spirit form, but unfortunately she can't with me. No, first of all, even though I'm called a master, I don't know anything about her. I don't even know what Saber is, or how servants are able to exist. It's like a new soldier suddenly gets awarded with a tank. Calling her a tank. What the heck? But what's fortunate is that this tank has an autopilot. Even if the soldier is incompetent, the tank will run on its own. I bang my head against the pillar, frustrated by my own thoughts. What's with these negative thoughts, you idiot? You're whining. I apologize to the blonde girl internally. Right now, I need to find her and see if she's okay. Like, who decorated this house? Like, what is this room? There's like 5 different cabinets. What the hell? She's not here either. I've looked around the entire house. It's the size of a traditional Japanese inn, but I play hide and seek with Fujine when I was a kid, so I know the most effective way to search it. She must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself. The yard, the shed, or... His dad decorated it, he doesn't know anything. This is true. She told me she was going to protect me, so she's not likely to leave the house. Kiritsugu Emiya does not know anything of decoration. Hey, maybe she's... I suddenly remember another place. She's not in the house, the yard, or the shed where we first met. There's another big building within the compound. That's where she'll be. I head over as quickly as I can. My destination is the Kendo Dojo in the detached building. I'm getting a little nervous. If she's not there, I'll have to accept that she just disappeared. I realize something. I have no clue who she is, but I still want her to be here. Aww. I enter an enclosed room, completely absent of any ornamentation. It's not a room to live in. It's a dojo designed only for training. Within the tranquil room lit by the sun. She's so pretty. She sits as if she's always belonged there. The place is hushed, serene. The sunlight is coming in. The sunlight coming in is white and untainted, allowing the girl to be one with the dojo. Oh my god. It's the same girl who wielded her sword without hesitation, protecting me from Lancer last night under the moonlight. That golden mane? Okay. That golden mane of hers, which had soaked in the blue-white moonlight, now glitters in the sunlight. And then I remember, this is exactly how I felt when I first saw her. She was clad in armor, wielding her sword and silently overwhelming the enemy. The extraordinary sight of her isn't what surprised me. In fact, it didn't matter how she looked. Even if she'd been covered in mud, don't think my reaction would have been different. The girl who had so moved me is still right here in front of me. I just admire her, forgetting even to breathe. To hell with being a master in the Holy Grail War. In this moment I have completely accepted the girl called Saber. Okay. This guy. I don't know how much time elapsed. Saber opens her eyes as if waking from a slumber. Oh. I sound disappointed. My voice echoes through the dojo in silence. Saber notices and stands up without making a sound. She walks towards me before I can think of what to say. Her outfit is so cute. You're awake, Shiro. Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air. Yeah, I just woke up. I managed to answer at least. No, you did not. Shiro, something the matter? Perhaps you're still not fully recovered. No, I'm fine. I feel real good. Ugh. I recoil from her. I avert my eyes and try to get my heartbeat under control before my chest bursts. Get a hold of yourself. Why are you getting worked up like this? I take a deep breath, but I don't think this feeling is going away anytime soon. Man, why did she have to change? I'm tired of this guy. Saber's appearance is drastically different from yesterday. Her outfit now is so ordinary, in stark contrast to her armor. Her appearance takes me by surprise. She seems more real, which confuses the hell out of me. Seriously, she's drop-dead gorgeous. I mean, I saw that yesterday, but it's actually setting in now. Shiro, as soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. Then again, I wasn't looking everywhere for her just to stay silent. It's uncomfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever. Saber, right? This is actually the first time we've sat down to talk. I bite the bullet. But then... Shiro, before that, there's something that I would like to address regarding last night. She interrupts me, obviously displeased, making her earlier calm hard to fathom. Sure, what is it? As I said, last night. You're my master. It's troubling if you take such actions. Combat is my territory, so please stay behind me and out of the direct line of fire. I cannot protect you when you go out on your own, apparently determined to die in vain, as you did so nearly did. Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tone is enough to make me forget my anxiety. What the hell? If I hadn't intervened, you'd have been cut in half. Perhaps I would have died, but you would not have been hurt. Let me repeat myself. Do not do that again. My master need not defend me, nor is there any reason to do so. The girl speaks frankly. Her name's not Frank. She's very clerical. Oh, don't be stupid. I don't need a reason to protect a girl. Oh my god. The words just pop out before I can think about it. Even she's mad. Saber stiffens, as if surprised to see me upset at her. I find myself taking a step back under her severe expression. Now I just feel embarrassed, like I've said something incredibly tone-deaf. Anyways, thanks for taking me home. I appreciate that. You are most welcome. It is the servant's duty to protect their master, but it is still nice to be acknowledged. You are very courteous, Shiro. I don't think I'm particularly polite, actually. There's something more pressing that I need to bring up. Something I should have asked as soon as I got home yesterday. Is she willing to be my servant, and is she really alright with fighting with me in this war? Let's get back on topic, Saber. Oh, I can call you Saber, right? Yes. As a servant who has formed a contract with you, I am your sword. I shall follow your orders, attack your enemies, and protect you. Saber does not hesitate in the slightest to give her answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt. You're my sword, huh? To win the Holy Grail thing? Is that not why you summoned me? No, I wound up summoning you because I couldn't just tell her it was a big, weird coincidence. Actually, I didn't even summon her. Saber just appeared when I was in trouble and saved me. And here we are. I became Saber's master, and I got looped into this battle to the death, this Holy Grail war. I didn't choose any of this. I'm still just an apprentice mage who got caught up in battle way beyond my abilities. Wait, so what about it? I've already resolved to fight no matter what. There's no point in me crying over my situation now. I shake my head, trying to stop myself from whining. No more of that. I've already said I'd fight. I can't just drop everything and run. This will be the last time I whine out loud or think negatively. No matter how I get involved, I've decided to fight. Shiro? It's nothing. But I'll need to warn you, your chances of winning are pretty slim with me. I don't have any knowledge or power like Tosaka. We could very well end up in another situation like last night. Are you still okay with that? Are you saying you have no intention of fighting? I have the will to fight. I'm only asking if you still want to team up with me, knowing how slim the odds are. How I got to this conclusion doesn't matter. All that matters is that I've decided to fight this battle. That's why I don't think this is right for someone to get hurt on my behalf. Even if I'm weak, having Saber fight and having her get hurt like that, I can't stand that happening again. You're my master, Shiro. It's an immutable fact. Servants do not have the freedom to choose their masters. She's right. That's the whole reason Saber is my servant. If it's true, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions as best I can. Got it. Then you're okay with me being your master. Yes, but I also want you to know that I will not allow my master to be defeated. If you have no chance for victory, I must create one. I will utilize every opportunity available for you to obtain the Holy Grail. To obtain the Holy Grail. Tosaka said servants also have the wish they want granted. Saber is no exception. That's why she hasn't hesitated up to this point. But it's also why... Hold on, Saber. You said any means possible, right? Does that mean you'll stop at nothing to win? Like you might even attack people to gain power? I can't finish my sentence. Saber looks at me as if she's looking at an enemy. Shiro, that is not what I mean by any means possible. I can only do things I allow myself to. It is impossible for me to betray own beliefs. Harming unarmed citizens goes against my knight's oath. However, I must obey if you order so. In that case, you will have to use one of your command spells in my compensation. I get overwhelmed by the edge in her voice. At the same time, I feel relief flooding through me. Saber seemed like a robot because of her extraordinary power and lack of hesitation, but I know she's not some cold-blooded killer. Yeah, I wouldn't make you do anything like that. Just as you say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry. What I've said must have been insulting. No. I also failed to grasp your intentions and jumped to conclusions. You are not at fault. So, may you please raise your head? Huh? Oh, I bowed without realizing it. I raised my head. She's so cute! Oh my god. I don't know what's so funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. Huh? I'm glad she seems happy, so I don't press her. I forgot to bring this up. In addition to doing everything we can, I've decided to team up with Tosaka for the time being. Remember her? The girl who was with us last night, Archer's master. You mean Reen? That is certainly a wise decision. I'm sure there are many things you can learn from her until you become a full-fledged master. That's a relief. As long as Saber agrees, I can work together with Tosaka without hesitation. The only other thing I need to ask her right now is... Let's ask if she's okay. They love flashing that CG. I'm worried about Saber. She was hurt pretty bad. By the way, Saber, are you alright? It looks like you took a real beating from Berserker. As you can see, my body is back to normal. My wounds were severe enough to ensure defeat, but not to be fatal. I finished recovering roughly an hour after Berserker retreated. What? So you're completely back to normal already? Of course. However, I am not entirely in peak condition. I was able to heal my wounds from Berserker's attack because they were rather mundane as these things go, but my wound from Lancer's noble phantasm is another matter. That spear must have been imbued with a special curse. The wounds I have sustained are not completely healed. Not completely healed, huh? She doesn't look wounded, but Saber doesn't seem the type to complain about pain. As long as I'm fighting with Saber, it sounds like I'll need to keep a pretty sharp eye on her well-being. But then, I hear something heavy hit the floor by the door. What's that? I turn to face the sound. At the door. Oh my god, hey. There's Tosaka, a duffel bag at her feet. What the? My mind comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tosaka had gone home, but here she is at the dojo in her ordinary clothes. Why is she carrying around so much stuff? This outfit is so cute. What are you doing here, Tosaka? What do you mean? I went home to get my stuff. Wouldn't it be the sensible thing since I'm going to live here from now on? Girl, what? What? Live? You're living here? In my house? That's what teaming up means, right? Honestly, what did you think we were talking about earlier? Ugh. I can't even speak. I need to say something or else this is going to turn into a huge mess, but my brain refuses to work. How it feels. So where's my room? If you don't have one ready, I'll just pick one. She pushes right by me, brashly invading my home. No, hold on, wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tosaka's pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house at all is already a big deal, but I don't know how people will react if she started staying here or living with me. And Fujine would also absolutely kill me. And well, maybe this is just a plot on Tosaka's part to get rid of her master? Oh, by the way, why don't you prepare a room for her, too? Unlike my Archer, your servant actually takes up space, so you need to set up a place for her to rest. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal if you think just one futon would be enough for the two of you. Huh? Is she implying Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something? Like hell that's gonna happen, idiot. You think you can just say whatever because I'm being quiet, but that isn't even ever happening. Saber's a girl, you know. Oh my god. You're missing the point, but whatever. Do you hear that, Saber? Shiro's saying he doesn't want to share a room with a girl. Saber's staring at me. She looks really stern. Reen's expression is so funny. That will not do, Shiro. A servant must protect their master at all times. Masters are most vulnerable when they are asleep, so I must be in the room with you to protect you. That's even worse. What the hell are you two thinking? Should girls really be thinking about that kind of stuff? Even they were weirding the fuck out. Why? Why are the two of them just staring silently at me like that? Uh-huh. You do know, you don't really need to treat servants like humans, right? I guess there's just no sense in telling Shiro that, though. I'm about to protest, but I shut my mouth. The discomfort I felt when I was talking to Tosaka in the living room earlier comes rushing back. Actually, I've just figured out the cause of my discomfort. Hold on, Tosaka. When did you start calling me by my first name? Huh? I didn't even realize it. I thought it happened pretty quickly. It did happen quickly. At least that's how it felt. Oh, if you don't like it, I'll try to be more careful about it. But do you care, Shiro? Tosaka is so casual about this, not really caring how I feel. You were right, Issei. It's not that Rin Tosaka might be a cruel enchantress. She is one. Fine, do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you like. Yeah, I will then. Dean, please do not change the subject. We have not finished deciding the matter, Shiro, and my living arrangements. Oh, that's right. But given Shiro's reaction, it might not be realistic for you and Shiro to share a room. There's no point in treating servants like humans, but you might as well give up since Shiro hates that idea. That's a cute pose. Oh my god. They're so cute. My life is ruined. That is not true. Shiro simply expressed his discomfort, but he did not outright say no. You heard her. So what do you really mean, Shiro? Hold on a minute. I don't understand how in a single day she can just casually start calling me Shiro like a cat she just picked up and named. Well, that's not really the issue here. This is about Saber's living arrangement. Shiro, I will ask you once again. It's the servant's job to guard you while you sleep. At this point, I'm sure you understand your position as master. Ugh, my decision won't change, no matter how much she stares at me like that. No, I prefer a different room for Saber. I'll make sure her room's closest to mine. That should be a good compromise. Intimidation won't work with me. Anyway, I'm a man, so I have to draw the line. You need to be more mindful of your position too, Saber. What the hell does that mean? Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm simply insisting as a servant that I protect Master. No, not that. I'm talking about your own position. If you don't get it, then never mind. If you're gonna keep on pressing the issue, I'll make you understand if I have to use my command spell. Bruh. I try to scare Saber off the subject. I would not like you using a command spell for that reason. Our future would be bleak indeed if you were to use such a thing to command me to not protect you. Oh my god. You're right. Shiro is the first and definitely last master to say something like that. Don't be stupid. I wouldn't want to use my command spell for something like this either. Understood. I will follow my master's command. But what will you do if you're ambushed? Assassins have the ability to close in on their targets by concealing their presence. If that were to happen, are you able to protect yourself until I reach you? Well, I really can't tell you that I can take care of myself. Yeah, I managed to survive against Lancer, but I won't have that kind of luck twice. That's not possible. This mansion has a bounded field set up to alert the residents of any intruders. We may not be able to avoid being attacked, but we should be able to detect attempts at an ambush. If that happens, Saber should have time to rush to Shiro's defense before he's attacked, so she can go ahead and take another room. That may be true, but then why don't you take the room right next to Shiro's? You're fine as long as you two don't share rooms, right, Emiya? Tosaka purposely calls me Emiya at the end. Tosaka, that's a bit of a misconception. I'm saying it for your sake, so it's justified. Anyway, I wonder which room I should take. Tosaka takes her luggage and heads towards the mansion, putting an end to the conversation. She seems cheerful, like a student picking her room at a school trip. How terrifying. The way Tosaka carries herself so self-assuredly mesmerized the two of us. We both watch her go in stunned dismay. Yuri! Yuri! We all leave the dojo and head back to the house. For the time being, I need to give them all a tour so Saber can select her room. This is the Japanese-style room. If you head towards the back, you'll find the living room, bathroom, and other communal spaces. You'll get to the guest house if you walk along the veranda corridor towards the detached side of the house. Seems like Tosaka wants to go that way. As we walk, I explain where everything is. Not sure if she's even listening, since Saber's just following me without reacting to a single thing I say. I do not need to know the layout of this house. I just need to know where your room is, Shio. My room is this way. Oops. It's pretty far into the house. Then please lead me there. There's something I wish to discuss with you privately. Privately? I mean, that's something she doesn't want Tosaka to hear. I don't think Tosaka would hear us since she's in the detached area of the house, but I can't forget that she's still a master. She could just easily listen in, and besides, the veranda... Oh my god. Ah! The veranda is hardly a place to talk in private. Here, this is my room. What? This is your room, Shido? The moment we step into my room, Saber's eyes widen with surprise. What's wrong? I don't think that there's anything around here that should surprise you like that. No, it's not that there's anything that surprises me. It's more that I am more surprised that there's nothing here. You're certain this is your room? There's literally nothing. Why would I lie to you about that? I only come here to sleep, so it makes sense there's nothing in here. What do you mean? I see. I just did not expect that. I imagined you to be a collector of some sort. Saber steps into the Japanese-style room, running her hand along the wall and sliding paper door, feeling its texture. Her touch is gentle, as if contact with these things will let her learn the history, see their memories. I'm glad. Your room may seem sparse, but it feels like it has been treated with care. It looks drab, but I can feel the warmth here. Warmth? Well, I guess that's true, but it's how this mansion's been structured. But this room is cool during the summer and warm in winter. My old man also impressed and said I chose well. Yes, a room is a reflection of its owner's personality. The state of this room left me concerned about your disposition, but now my impression of you is as it was previous to coming here. Saber sounds relieved, but I don't really understand what she's trying to say. So, what do you want to talk to me privately about? 2 things, both of which I would like to keep between the two of us. Is that alright? Huh? Well, if you say so, I don't mind. But at least tell me what they are, or else I won't know whether it's good or bad. Both are bad. At the very least, I do not want any of the other masters knowing this. From Saber's expression, I'm guessing this is something to do with our shortcomings. Okay, I think I got the gist of what's on your mind. Go ahead and tell me what it is. The first thing is about a summoned servant's first obligation. I'm afraid I cannot fulfill that obligation, so I'd like to apologize in advance. Huh? A servant's first obligation? Revealing my identity to you. Have you not heard it from me? About who you are? Oh, you mean your real name? Servants are heroic spirits. We know this! Oh my god. They are heroes who have made a name for themselves throughout history and around the world. They conceal their identities as well as their skills by using their class names. Servant's true name isn't something to reveal lightly, but their masters should know. Without knowing their identity, masters won't know a servant's strengths and abilities. Masters and servants are one. The pair simply can't battle effectively if one has something to hide. At least, that would be the case if we're talking about a normal master. Knowing Saber's true name won't change the fact that I still can't use her with her full potential, and I wasn't all that interested in the first place. Okay, that's fine, but why? I'm basing this on my own understanding of the situation. In spite of whatever intention or effort on your part to protect my true name, there are numerous ways with which an enemy could use magecraft to rip that knowledge from you. You have little resistance to magecraft. A skilled mage could easily take advantage of this. Should you fall under enemy's spell, you may reveal my true name entirely against your will. Oh, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I'd give it up the moment a spell was cast on me. Let's keep it a secret. I appreciate your understanding. Then again, I am not as renowned or distinguished as the likes of Berserker anyway. It may not make much of a difference, even were my name to be revealed. Saber's tone is regretful. I hadn't quite expected that. She seems to have a human side to her, which she lets show in revealing how she's frustrated she may be inferior to Berserker as a hero. That doesn't matter. An ace up your sleeve's only value isn't that it's concealed. I can tell you're trying to be creative since you ended up with such a terrible master. Besides, don't you think Berserker's kind of unfair anyway? There's no reason for you to get depressed about it, and from my point of view, you weren't completely inferior to that thing. You were injured pretty bad, but you were holding your own. You may be right, but I was caught off guard last night, but once my wounds are fully healed, things will go differently. I bet. Okay, that's the first topic. What's the other thing you wanted to talk about? Oh my god. Yes, about that. I'm afraid that this is something we are unable to resolve on our own. Servants maintain their form with magical energy, their master's supply. That's why a servant requires a master. But because I'm a crap master, I don't have enough magical energy to maintain your body. That's not what I'm saying. Even were I to receive only a small amount of magical energy from my master, that would not be a problem. However, as of right now, I'm not receiving any magical energy from you at all. The ley line connection we should have is not present. That means... It means that, well, I'm supposed to be providing Saber with fuel for her engine, so to speak. I'm not. Saber, that means... This is not a shortcoming on your part. Something must have happened at the time of my summoning. Some sort of error must have occurred, and the connection that should have formed between us failed to do so properly. An error during your summoning? When Saber was called here, it wasn't any sort of summoning. It was just an accident. It's no wonder Saber is having these issues since she was summoned that way. Wait, then what's going to happen? If you can't replenish magical energy, does that mean you're going to disappear soon? Yes. Once I use up all the magical energy I possess, I will no longer be able to remain in this world. I have already fought 3 battles since I was summoned. My healing ability is a type of regeneration magic, so I'll consume more magical energy whenever I am injured. By my calculations, I must have used about 10 full-fledged mages worth of magical energy last night. I'm speechless. Every time Saber fights, she loses magical energy, and there's no way for her to replace it. If she's used that much magical energy already, how much longer can Saber stay here? Now you understand, Master. Thus, I must avoid using any more magical energy. If I'm unable to supplement my magical energy, the only other method is for me to sleep, to reduce the consumption of magical energy. Sleep? Does sleeping restore magical energy? I do not know, but at the very least I will not use any magical energy while asleep. Which is why I would like you to permit me to sleep as much as possible. I may not be able to protect you all the time, but I hope you understand that we may increase our chances of victory. I sigh in relief. Thank goodness. I'll give her whatever she asks, if that's all there is to it. Of course that's okay. Rest all you want if things get rough for you. I'd rather you do that if it allows you to stay with me longer. Aww. Then from now on, I will sleep often. During that time, I ask that you do not leave the mansion. I will not be able to come to your aid if you are attacked while we are apart. Matters would be different if I could travel through space and time, but that is a rare ability for servants to have. If you are to call me from a distance, you will need to use command spells as backup, so I would prefer if you remained nearby. As much as I would like to, I can't readily agree. I can't imagine life with Saber sticking by my side all the time, and I do have my own life to live too. I'll try, but is that all you need me to do? If you're asleep, It should not be a problem. I cannot be certain since this has never happened before, but I went into battle fewer than 7 times last time. Even if I do not go out and fight, some of the other servants will dispatch each other. I see. So it doesn't mean everyone has to battle everyone else. If all goes well, we can end this war pretty easily. The only people I need to fight are those who start doing things no person should. I can't imagine all 7 would be like that. Even Tosaka, who seems eager to fight, would still abide by the rules of the mages. As long as the other 5 masters act humanely, I have no intention of fighting them. Saber even said she didn't fight 7 times last time, so this time around... Oh. Hold on a minute. Last time, fewer than 7 times? Hold on, Saber. Are you telling me you were the Saber last time too? I mean, does that mean you participated in the last Holy Grail War too? This is the 2nd time I've participated in the war for the Holy Grail. I was the Saber last time as well. There are heroic spirits who possess attributes suited to multiple classes, but I only fall under that Saber class. I remember something Tosaka said. She said that out of the 7 servant classes, Saber is the best one. And this girl says she's been summoned as that class twice in a row. Does that mean last time you stayed until the end? Of course. I did not have any of the constraints I do now last time, so I never fell behind the other servants. Saber says this as if it should be obvious. Her statement forces me to realize something. The sword in my possession now is not something I'm worthy of. I do not deserve her. Damn, then you must be real unsatisfied with someone like me as your master. I simply fulfill the duties that I have been given to me. As long as I can obtain the Holy Grail, I have no complaints about who is my master. Got it. That's a relief, but... She used to be fully prepared and in capable hands, but now she's been injured twice. All because she can't replenish her magical energy. That means she'll constantly have to consider how much magical energy she has left as she fights, because she needs to fight with all these restrictions. In her last battle, she wound up covering it in her own blood. The image still haunts my mind. I still see that girl, smaller and slighter than me, being so brutally injured. Pseudo, there's no reason to regret such a thing. Eh? Saber's voice snaps me back to reality. It's not that I have never known defeat. I was not victorious last time, and so now I am your servant. I am accustomed to injury, so there's no call for you to be distressed over my wounds. Used to it. Even if your injuries look like they could be fatal? Yes, to wield a sword is to be prepared to accept the consequences of doing so. This holds true for you as well. It is unreasonable for me to accept to come out of this unscathed. Well, yeah, but so you're saying you don't mind getting hurt? As long as the injuries are not fatal, if I die, I will not be able to protect my master. What the hell? So you don't care if you get injured as long as you protect your master? That is a servant's role. In this, Rain is absolutely correct. There's no cause to treat servants like humans. We are tools used to protect our masters, and that is something you must understand. Having said her piece, Saber walks towards the sliding door. There's a room opposite the screen door. My room has always been big enough for me, so I never use the adjacent room. I will go sleep now. I will wake up at dinner time, so please let me know if you are going to step out. The sliding door opens quietly, then slides back shut. We are tools used to protect our masters. That is something you must understand. The hell kind of logic is that? It pisses me off. I can't say that aloud, so I just take in Saber's word and start standing alone, perplexed. Oh my lord. I sit at the edge of the veranda. Again. Are we serious? I sit at the edge of the veranda. I gotta kill myself. Veranda. Oh my god. I sit at the edge of the veranda and mindlessly look up at the blue sky. I may not be sleeping during the day like Saber, but I still need rest. I'm not nauseous anymore, but I still feel terrible. On top of that, all the unexpected things that have happened are weighing heavily on me. Whew. I take a deep breath and look blankly out over the yard. I asked about everything I needed to know, and I got answers, but I'm no less lost for it. And yet, Tosaka, my senior as a mage, or rather a full-fledged master, is completely nonchalant about the whole situation. Hey, do you have any extra cushions around? Also beakers and a protractor? She's busy scouring the house for stuff. Take any cushion you want from the guest room. But a normal house doesn't have beakers or protractors. Are you serious? A maid should always keep experimental tools around. Complaining loudly, she turns and heads back towards the detached building. Tosaka's really serious about getting herself situated here, and the matter of her staying overnight seems also to be settled. When I peeked into the detached building earlier, she'd already picked out the best room for herself. She'd even put a sign that read, "Remodeling in progress, do not enter." Girl, she's so funny. Fine, I guess it won't be an issue since the detached building is far enough away. Having Saber around already has me on edge, but if Tosaka were close too, there'd be nowhere for me to relax anymore. The detached building is far enough, and even though it's connected by a corridor, it feels like it's a neighboring house. As long as I keep my distance, nothing bad should happen. Oh, but I guess we'll see each other during meals. There's only one bath here, so we'll have to decide when each of us will use it. Wait a minute, Saber's a girl too, so... Idiot, what the hell am I thinking? Ugh. I shake my head violently and slump back onto the floor. With what must be my millionth sigh today, I stare blankly up at the sky. I'm getting drowsy. I must be more tired than I realized. Whatever. I just go ahead and close my eyes. Apparently, not caring at all works wonders. And when I close my eyes, I drift right off to sleep. The next thing I know, the sun has long since set, and Saber, Tosaka, and I have gathered around the living room. I've only just woken up, and Saber's already in the living room. Tosaka had just finished remodeling her room. By the way, this is what the guest room looked like a few hours ago. But now? Shiro, how do I use the AC in here? This is what I saw. After being summoned for something so trivial, even Fujine wouldn't have bothered with it. The room has transformed into this. Okay, so she just put her stuff in there. Like, it's not that big a deal. I sure know how to pick a teammate. Like, relax, dude. I'm uncomfortable. My house is playing host to not one, but two invaders. I'm all the more unsettled because I so rarely have guests here. Actually, these two don't even look like they belong in a Japanese-styled house to begin with. The time is almost 7 o'clock at night. Everyone's in the living room. Staying quiet and doing nothing isn't really good for my mental well-being. If you two don't mind, I want to talk about what we do from here. Just a sec. Before we do that, I want to set one thing straight. Sure, what is it? It's about dinner. Shiro, you've been living alone for a while, right? Huh? Well, yeah. Which means you've been making your own meals, right? Of course. I'd go hungry if I didn't eat. I see. Then I have a proposal for you. Why don't we take turns preparing dinner? We're going to be living together for a while, so that'll help, right? You're right. I was thinking of going about my normal routine, but now that you're going to be living here, you'll be like family. You'll be expected to cook, and it'll lift some of the burden from me. He's basically been living with, like, Sakura. So, I don't know what he's talking about. That's settled then. Today it'll be Shiro's turn. It's late already, so let's talk about this after we've eaten. Wait, it's fine if we take turns cooking dinner, but what about breakfast? Are we gonna take turns for breakfast too? Don't worry about breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. What? Don't be ridiculous. Ridiculous. You won't grow up big and strong unless you eat breakfast. Bro. He's funny. Like, why would you say that to, like, a high schooler? You won't grow up big and strong. Mind your own business. Anyways, you're gonna make dinner today. If you don't make something decent, I'm not talking to you. For the life of me, I don't know what set her off, but Tosaka glares at me, irritated. Fine, I'll make something. Saber, you're gonna eat too, right? If you're going to prepare something, then yes. Meals are an important source of energy. Got it. Then you two sit back and behave yourselves. Why do you say that? I hate him. I grab my apron and head to the kitchen. Luckily, there are enough ingredients for a meal for 3. I turn on the rice cooker right when I woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. I glance towards Tosaka and Saber from the kitchen. Those two look like they would prefer eating Western-style meals over Japanese-style meals. He is weird. He's so weird. He's not that weird, but it's like... What are you saying sometimes, man? I seriously doubt Saber would like tofu natto, to say nothing of Tosaka. Actually, I don't think Saber would be able to hold chopsticks in the first place. What makes you think that? I hesitate for a minute, but there's no point worrying about this now. There's only a few dishes I can make with the ingredients I have right now. I have tofu. I think for a moment and decide to make deep-fried tofu. I also decide to make a simple tofu and seaweed soup. Since I have some chicken prepped, I'll use that to make teriyaki chicken as a main dish. I drain the water from the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the daikon into thin strips to make a crunchy salad. I also grate the daikon to make a sauce and saute some shishito peppers. Have you decided on what to do, Reen? Not really. I can't say much because I don't have much information, but I think the most important thing to do is find the other masters. There are 4 more masters. I'd like to search for them without revealing that I'm a master too, but I don't think it's realistic. I told them to be good, but they're on a pretty disturbing topic. What is... I think they can talk about whatever, man. Don't they see I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of us? They're not even looking over here. Oh my god. Tosaka, not 4, it's 5. The only masters we know so far are you and me. I shout my contribution from the kitchen, holding the big frying pot to make deep-fried tofu. You know Ilya. What are you talking about? We know 3. You, me, in that Ilias feel. Did you already forget about Berserker? Oh. He's stupid. He's stupid. Ugh. Oh, right. That little girl is also a master. Completely forgotten about her since Berserker left such a vivid impression on me. But now I remember that little girl is a master too, and she tried to kill us without a second hesitation. He's dumb. Oh my god. Like, he's not... Like, I feel like I'd be more thoughtful of Ilias feel. Because, like, she was calling him Big Brother. Like, wouldn't that be a question on his mind? Like, why is she calling me that? But whatever. I bet you didn't even consider Elias an enemy. Forget about that for now. Just concentrate on cooking. We're going to have a problem if I can't judge how good you are. I don't know that my cooking skills are going to be problematic to Tosaka, but she's right. The food prep's pretty much done, so I need to concentrate and finish the dishes now. Elias Berserker's master. You seem to know her, Reen. Well, yeah. Or I know the name anyway. The Einsburns are a mage family who have been in the Holy Grail War a few times. So they are well versed in the Holy Grail War. Probably. I don't know about the others, but I can say pretty confidently that Elias is our biggest obstacle. The Berserker class is typically used to enhance a weak hero. It takes a heroic spirit's sanity in exchange for strengthening them, but to control a hero that's turned violent requires a vast amount of magical energy. Let's say, for example, if you became a Berserker class, I would not be able to communicate with you as I am now. Berserkers are entirely specialized in combat, totally unable to cooperate with anyone. It would be like attempting to tame a wounded lion. No ordinary mage could control such a servant. I figured as much. An ordinary mage would have a difficult time controlling a berserker, even if the heroic spirit was a minor hero. Yet Elias feels summoned an absolute top-tier hero as a berserker, and she's managed to control him completely. I hate to say this, but that girl's ability as a master is on an entirely different level. I agree. Our current problem is that we're being targeted by this extraordinary master. Right. My archer hasn't recovered to the point where he can return to battle. What about you, Saber? How are your wounds? I should be fine for a normal battle, but I have not yet recovered to the point where I can go up against Berserker. The wound I sustained from Berserker have completely healed, but it appears the wounds I received from Lancer will take longer. I see. Then at this point we have no choice but to wait and see. I have a suggestion. I hear Archer has a keen eye. What do you think of having him keep watch over this house and the surrounding area? I intend to have him do just that. I'll have him keep watch from the roof, so we should know right away if someone suspicious gets near. This house also has a bounded field around it, so we should be good as far as defense goes. Though if Berserker came in to invade this house, our only option would probably be to run away. The two continue their conversation. I don't like it. I'm the one making dinner for them, so I think it's rude for them to talk without me. Relax. Oh my god. Besides, Tosaka is too friendly with Saber. Well, I can't really talk to Tosaka so carefully like that. So maybe Tosaka is talking to Saber on my behalf. I see my face reflecting in the glass of the kitchen cabinet. My brows furrow in disapproval. That's weird. Why am I so mad? This guy. Okay then. I set out 3 plates and start serving dinner. Like, they can talk. They can talk. That's fine. Oh my god. I head out into the living room. You know, this isn't the best topic for dinner. I loudly smack the tray down in front of Tosaka. Relax, man. My lord. Why are you so mad, Shiro? Oh, is it because you wanted me to help serve the food? Not mad. Just thought you were trying to act aloof around people. I gave her a sideways glance. Tosaka seems perplexed. And then she gives me a chilling smile. We were just deciding on how our partnership was going to work. Don't worry, I'm not trying to steal your saber. What the... I could tell I'm starting to blush. Tosaka just pointed out why I was so annoyed. Why you... Oh, am I wrong? Then I apologize, Emiya. You... say whatever the hell you want. I retreat to the kitchen to grab the rest of the dishes. Oh my god. Ugh, she really got to me. Tosaka's still smiling and Saber is expressionless as ever. I'm starting to wonder whether I can survive this partnership. But we go ahead and start dinner. I'm giving her the silent treatment. Oh my god. After what happened earlier, I don't want to talk to Tosaka, and I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. Saber eats in silence. Her movements are elegant. I can't believe she's the same girl who was swinging a sword earlier. I can't put a finger on it, but... Every time she takes a bite of something she hasn't eaten before, she nods. It's amusing. It seems to be her way of saying the food is good. Also, it turns out she can use chopsticks properly. Tosaka, on the other hand... The moment she takes her first bite, she clenches her fist and says, "All right, I can do better than this." Just you wait and see tomorrow, Shiro Emiya. Tosaka's fist trembles with excitement. Dear God. Have I done something bad? Okay, so about what you two were discussing earlier. The two raise their heads simultaneously. Wait. I'm already nervous with just one of them around, so having the two react in unison like that is torture. What were we discussing earlier? About what to do from now on. You two were talking about it while I was cooking. About looking for the other masters? Yeah, that. I'm just wondering if you have a specific plan. There's nothing to do other than to take it slow and steady. Oh, by the way, can you at least sense other mages? It'd make things a lot easier if you could. I can't. I didn't know you were a mage, and we've been going to the same school for 2 years. I knew it. Well, that's fine. I'm sure the others are concealing their presence anyway, so searching for them that way isn't the best option. What about you, Saber? I heard servants can detect other servants. I can, somewhat. However, that is only if they are using their abilities nearby. In my case, I can only detect other servants in about a 200-meter radius. I see. Then we really do need to wait and see if someone makes a move, or to look for some place that seems odd to us. A master would leave some traces or hints behind where they are making a move, so we'll have to search for those. Are you saying we need to search all over town? No, we really shouldn't do that. Our opponents have probably set up some sort of net too, so they'll know right away we are masters if we do something like that. For now, we should hold off on taking initiative until we figured out a plan. Just live your life the way you always have, and don't let them discover you're a master. Hide the command spells in your hand so they can't see it. Try not to go anywhere there aren't plenty of people around. Head home as soon as the sun sets. And what else? Please take your servant with you wherever you go outside of this house. Can Archer act as your escort and guard, Veen? I think he can do that. It shouldn't be a problem for me because I'll have him in spirit form on standby. The problem is my master. Exactly. Hey, are you even listening, Pseudo? Take Saber with you everywhere you go. We may have decided not to draw attention, but there could be some idiot who might attack us in broad daylight. Have Saber with you in case that happens. Alright, I'll try. My response is pretty half-hearted. I understand why Tosaka would say that, but I hesitate at the idea of taking Saber everywhere. I'm already nervous talking to Tosaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. Actually, nervous might not be the right word for it. I'm just bad at talking to Saber. What is it? Nothing. Hey, do you want a second helping? Hand me your bowl. No, I'm fine. It was very good, Shido. Gosh. I avert my gaze without meaning to. If I can't even look her in the eye right now, who knows how I'm going to feel or what I'll do if we're going to be together all the time. Oh, but this might be hard. Saber can't turn into her spirit form, so she can't follow you to school. School? Are you a student, Shiro? Yeah, I am. Oh, right. Saber can't go to school because she's not a student. I guess I'll just have to have her stay at home while I'm at school. Is it possible for you to not go to school, Shiro? I can't do that. I should live my life like normal, so I need to go to school. Besides, school's safe. There's not a lot of places with so many people. But it'll be okay, Saber. I'll be there too, so I'll back him up if something happens. And I keep saying nothing will happen. Understood. If Master says so, I will oblige. Saber doesn't look convinced, but she still nods in agreement. Night falls. Tosaka looks like she's prepared herself a bath while I was cleaning up after dinner. Honestly, she's acting like she owns this place, right from the start. I'll need to make clear who's boss around here. Things are gonna be real tough for me in the future. What do you mean, bro? My god. Easier said than done. I get the sense seizing the initiative is going to be real hard. Yeah, you can't even look at her, dude. Speaking of difficulties, there's another person who will be the source of my headaches. Actually, Saber's probably my bigger obstacle. Tosaka can be reasoned with, but Saber seems completely impossible to convince no matter what. Saber, I know she's not a bad person, but Saber's back in her room. Tosaka's probably back in her own room in the detached area of the house. I'm the only one in the living room. There's still time before bedtime, so I should probably talk to Saber a bit more. Honestly, I'll need to overcome my awkwardness around her, or else I'm going to suffer for it. Whether she's a servant or not, she's still a girl, and younger than me. Is she? I feel like she's not. I feel like it doesn't count. I don't know. I'm sure I could learn a lot about her if we talked. Plus, I'll need to get used to her. Tosaka's never going to stop looking down on me. And that's a problem. I don't think Tosaka's ever going to stop looking down on him, no matter what. Like, come on, man. I know I don't want that, so I should work on talking to her more casually. I go back to my own room. The room next to mine, separated by a single sliding door, is Saber's room. Saber, are you awake? I am. Is something the matter, Master? Saber slides the door open. I try to get the hammering of my heart under control as she comes near. Dude, calm down. I'm only going to talk to her as a master. Okay, I kinda get him, but also, like, man. Shiro, you do not look well. Has your wound opened up? No, that's not it. I'm feeling all better, actually. How are you doing? I am fine. It may take some more time to completely heal my current state, but I am still well above average. I should be evenly matched in battle, so as long as it's not against Berserker. I don't sense any pretension from her. She is simply stating the truth. I don't have any response to give. Saber's words may be encouraging to a master, but I still don't want a delicate-looking girl like her to fight. Oh my god. Like, he already knows she's not delicate. Like, can he stop? Please. I want to ask you something. Don't you have any goals other than fighting? Since you're here in the modern world, aren't there things you'd like to do? Other goals? There's nothing else. Servants are summoned to fight, that's all. Anything else is futile. You have raised an irrelevancy. I figured. I'm trying to tell someone not to fight when it's their only reason for being here. It's not that I wanted to tell her that, but it's just that Saber lacks humanity. That might be enough if fighting is all she's good at doing, but she's right in front of me, looking like an actual human being. So it doesn't feel right for her to just fight. If Saber's going to be here, she should at least do something she enjoys, or it'll all seem like it was in vain. Hey, Saber. Servants are supposed to be heroic spirits from the past, right? And I'd been about to ask her when she was like before she became who she is now, but I stopped myself. I cannot tell you my true name. During the day, Saber said that was going to be a secret between the two of us, so I wouldn't be surprised if Saber refused to tell me anything about her past. Shiro? It is not polite to stop mid-sentence. If the question is important enough, I will answer. No, forget about it. I was just about to ask a dumb question. I avert my eyes to try and change the topic. It really was a stupid question. I thought I wasn't interested in Saber's identity, and Saber's been refusing to tell me because it's not safe. Bringing up something like this would just prove I'm a bad master, dwelling on unimportant stuff. But what else can I talk to her about then? If I can't ask anything about Saber, the only other topic left would be me. That would be even more pointless. I'm grasping at straws here. If I can't ask about her identity, I'll just have to ask about what Saber likes, what she wants to eat for breakfast tomorrow. I don't care if she's going to look at me funny. I'm ready to ask all the futile questions I want. Shiro, if you do not have any questions, may I ask something? Yeah, sure. What is it? It's about last night. You were wounded trying to save me from Berserker's attack. Do you remember that? I do, but what? Are you gonna keep belittling me like you had this morning? I get that it was a rash decision on my part, so don't remind me. It makes me feel sick. I feel the same way. But there is something I would like to ask you to help me understand you better as a person. Shido, why did you try and go up against Berserker? Did you not know what it would happen if you got close? Well, of course I knew. I knew getting near that thing would definitely be the end of me. Still, I tried to save Saber, not out of some foolish optimistic belief I could. I just tried to save her. I didn't care about what would happen afterwards. Saving Saber was my top priority in that moment. If anything, the fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of being killed. Sorry, I forgot why. It all happened so fast, so I don't really remember what I was thinking at the time. I was probably just rattled, otherwise I wouldn't have made such a suicidal move. Rather than tell her the truth, I just say something to try and get myself out of the situation. I probably did it because of how seriously Saber was looking at me. So you did it unwittingly. It wasn't unwitting. I told you I was rattled. If something like that happened again, I'm sure I'd just be quaking. You may be right. That is a normal human response. No human would throw away their life to try to save others. Even those who are later called heroes are no exception. Which is why, should I encounter such a person, I know they are lacking something. And if that person continued to carry on in that fashion, the only thing awaiting them would be tragedy. Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something. And yet, cut it out, Saber. I told you I was just frazzled. I'm scared to die too, so it's not like I can act like a saint. If something like that happened again, I'm going to prioritize myself over you. I try to mask my anxiety by just spouting a bunch of heartless crap. That is a relief. If this was all a misunderstanding on my part, then there should not be an issue. Yes, you are a coward. As long as you do not choose to follow the wrong path, you should become a proper mage. Hey, do I really look like a coward to you? Yes, very much so. Especially when you try your hardest to accept the situation you are placed in. Do you not know such prudence is sometimes called cowardice? It is no different than saying that one who does not know fear can never become a wise man. She seems relieved. Saber even smiles as she says this. It must be because of how lovely and elegant everything she does is. I can't think of anything else to say, so Saber and I spend the rest of our time alone in my bland room. At least he knows it's bland. And then night falls. I did not talk to Saber or Tosaka in the other room, and nothing much happened until it was bedtime. It's 11 now. The lights in the house are off, and everyone inside goes to sleep to prepare for the upcoming day. I can't sleep. I'm still lying on my side, eyes wide open. This is my room. I should be sleeping, but it feels completely different now. Damn, why can't I... It's quiet, but I hear Saber's breathing in the next room. I know. Of course I can hear sound coming from the next room if it's quiet. Since I can hear her breathing, I find myself imagining Saber's sleeping form. Damn it. How the hell can I fall asleep in this situation? I can't just stay in this whole bed of needles situation forever. I sneak out of my futon, trying not to wake Saber up. Thank goodness. Thought Saber would notice, but I guess not. Unless she's a deep sleeper. I question whether she can really protect her master this way, but there's no immediate danger. If servants are linked to masters, she would probably wake up immediately if her master is in danger. Tosaka seems to be asleep. The lights in the detached building are out. She's either just that defiant or maybe she's naturally adaptable. Because Tosaka managed to blend in here in just a day. Well, honestly, it doesn't help having her around. Yep, she's a handful, but she is helpful. One bit of evidence of that is the bandage wrapped around my hand. Hide my command spells, huh? Never would have thought to do that if it hadn't been pointed out. The command spells masters bear appear somewhere on their arm. Mine appeared on the back of my left hand. Clothes won't work to hide it, so I need to use bandages, even if it looks a bit awkward. It's wintertime, so I'll wear some long sleeves to hide it. Tosaka has hers on the top opposite hand from mine, around the middle of her right hand, or somewhere around there. The shape of the command spell is different for each master, and I don't think I'll ever see Tosaka's command spell. Silence falls over the shed. This is where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The entrance is still open, and it's pitch dark outside, as if to repel anyone who might try to enter. But this darkness is familiar to me. I used to play here when I was young, and I feel it to be my real room. It sits silently under a wintry night sky. I step inside. After closing the door to shut out the cold, I turn on the stove. I thought I would take a break today, but I shouldn't. The old man would be rolling in his grave if he knew I skipped my training 2 days in a row. I sit down in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. I should train, no pauses. Magecraft is a mental discipline to me, so I shouldn't skimp on my training for no good reason. His training doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot for him. Breathe in. I begin my training by getting my breathing under control. The usual image pops into my head. The image of a sword drifts into my empty mind. I try to ignore it and clear my head. As soon as magical energy runs through my body, I begin my usual training. My strengthening magecraft succeeded for the first time in years when I was attacked by Lancer last night. I need to recreate that same feeling before I forget, or else it'll bend for nothing. Trace on. I close my eyes halfway and release the air from my lungs. That's all I can do for now. As I concentrate, everything fades away. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Tosaka. If I allow my thoughts to slide into nothingness, any immature hesitations will fall away, and I'll finally get a good night's sleep. I think I'm going to end here for today. Yippee! We're on February 4. Hooray! Yahoo! Oh my god. My throat hurts even less this time. Hooray! Oops, wrong thing. Guys, I'm a professional. Oh my god, wrong thing again. Can I click on myself? Please. Hello? There we go. Oh my god. Thank you for joining me. My throat hurts a little. More than a little. It's not so bad. It's like fine. It's less than the first time, less than the second time. We're getting better. I'm improving by my muscles. Yay, yippee. This was super fun, thank you. I'm so glad. I will rest. Yippee. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. I think I'll try to stream again sometime sometime this week. I don't know what. Maybe I'll figure out how to play some Flash games. Or, well, no longer Flash, but, you know. Hey, Flash. Okay. Thank you too. Oh my god. You're so nice. Run 3 gaming. Yes. I was never good at that game. I was much more puzzle game. Kinda. But I'm not really good at puzzles, so I'm good at jigsaw puzzles. I love doing jigsaw puzzles. I really like doing them. I love you too. Oh my god. Cries. Time to get good. This is true. Yes. Ugh. Yes, I should go rest. I need to, like... Sometimes it just doesn't pick up my mouth tracking. It's whatever. Parallel play run 3. Let's go. That'd be so fun. We should. I'll figure out how to do that. Hopefully. Why did it blink one eye? My frog? But yeah, I'll go rest. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Night. Whatever time. Who knows? Evening. Bleh. I am a fish. Excuse me. I am, have you seen those, like, frog blinking things? It's not gonna do it now, is it? Bleh. Bleh. This model's so cute. Oh my god. I'm a fish with few frog tendencies, but we don't need to worry about it. I can shake my head easily. It's harder to nod. It doesn't look like I'm nodding. Whatever. Okay, thank you again for joining me. It is so cute. I'll be streaming Fate again next week, hopefully. That's pretty much it. I'll miss you. I'll see you later. Which one's my ending screen? Uh-oh, I might click the wrong one. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Bye-bye.